Hello there. I'm continuing to analyze and present my games from the Split Open tournament. So now we are in the round 4, and as you can see, the round 4 is will be the first interesting game, because the first two rounds I had titled players, very high ranked and very strong players, in which I objectively didn't stand much chance. In round 3 I had much weaker opponent, and now in round 4 I have also a strong opponent. She's a woman, a national master. She's rated currently just above 1900. I'm not sure about women national titles. I'm not sure how much points did she had to have at some point to be awarded the national master title for women. But it doesn't matter. She's a strong player. But also I managed to play very good game, and you will see in the game that we both had our chances, we both missed some opportunities, we both made some mistakes, and the game was very drawish at some point, and then I didn't want to accept a draw because I thought I was better. I went on to break the position, and it was a wrong evaluation from my side, so I lost. But it was an interesting game with chances from both sides, so this is what I mean by first interesting game in the tournament. Okay, let's go to the game right away. So she played the d4, I responded d5, she c4, I thought okay, queen's gambit, I just played queen's gambit, declined, knight f3, knight f6, and she played the g3. So you can see Catalan again. Like I said several times, I faced in these two tournaments out of 17 games, I faced Catalan 5 times. So okay, this is my second Catalan. If you remember, in round 2 again against a woman international master, I had Catalan. I didn't know how to handle it, but then I looked it up, I asked around, and I learned something about Catalan after the game in round 2. So now in round 4 I already know something about Catalan, how to handle it. So I decided to go, because obviously I didn't have much time to prepare or to learn between two rounds, so I went for one of the more simple variations. But before I show you the variation, what I learned about Catalan is following. So this bishop will obviously be the strongest piece in the board, on the board from the white perspective, so I need to neutralize this bishop somehow, and one way to neutralize this bishop is to remaneuver my bishop to c6. So this is what I learned. I also learned that the dark square bishop from white is a problem piece, so she will have problem developing it, and also there is some problem with c6 square, because it's not easy to secure this c6. So knight on c6 doesn't look so good, knight here doesn't look so good, so this is also some problems in my position. So I have to solve this problem. So I have to counter her bishop. I have to be aware that her dark square bishop is a problematic piece, so I don't want to exchange it, and I have to do something to solve the problems of these squares. Okay, so this is why I chose this simple variation. There are several ways you can achieve this. One of the ways is just d takes c4 immediately. And now I'm currently up a pawn. She has to win the pawn back. She can do it by either with the queen or with a knight, but anyway, she'll have to lose several moves to win the pawn, and by that time I have time to develop my pieces. This is the idea. So bishop to g2, bishop to d6. So now I'm going to my maneuver, and the best move here, which I faced only in the 5th game, is knight to e5 immediately. And so if knight to e5, then I can play maybe bishop c6 anyway, takes, and now okay, I did manage to solve some problems. I mean, this bishop is kind of neutralized. It cannot do much, and maybe if this knight can move, I can maybe play c6, and then I'm pretty much under control. You will see this in the much later in the second tournament. I will make a video about it. Okay, so but she didn't play this move, she just castled here. And now I just continue my maneuvering, the bishop to c6, and now again I was expecting maybe knight, maybe something else, but she played a4, and I was stuck by this move. I didn't know didn't expect this move. I didn't know what she was planning to do with this, so I didn't quite understand this move. Usual response. Let me just take my notebook. You can see like before, I have analyzed my game. This is how the analysis looked like, my study. So I have analyzed this game with my notebook, and yeah, this is just it. Okay, so what did I write after a4? I was just surprised, so I didn't know how to handle it. So I should have played a5. This is what I was thinking when I was analyzing, that a5 is a natural response to a4. But then later on, when I analyzed it more deeper and with the engine, I saw that a6 is the best move here. So immediately a6. So taking away the b5 square. And you will see later in the game that this structure with a6 and with the pawn on c6 is very strong against dark square bishop, and it also locks the queen side. And I will achieve this structure later in the game, you will see. But I should have started building it right away. Okay, so bishop to e7, I play just developing move. I wasn't sure how to handle this. Should I play a5 or not? So I just play the bishop to e7. Knight b to d2. She's now developing the knight, and she obviously wants to capture the pawn with the knight. Okay, this is one of the ways to do it. So I just continue my development. She took the pawn, I developed the knight. And now you can see that this knight on c4 is very annoying. I mean, it hits some squares in my camp, and it's not easy to get rid of this knight. So maybe this was the idea behind a4. I cannot just play b5 and kick it away. So she played bishop to d2, now developing the bishop. And also I think she's looking for some kind of play on the queen side. And now I played bishop to f3, so I didn't know, I wasn't sure what to play. I mean, this knight to b6 looks like a reasonable move. I could just continue some kind of development, but okay, I was out of the ideas, and I thought that if I take the knight, yeah, I do give her the bishop pair, but then I can play c6, and I can kind of stabilize stuff, a6, and I can kind of stabilize things on the queen side and neutralize this bishop. So this was a bad move. Bishop takes f3, obviously. Yeah, engine suggests here, I think bishop d5. I think I was even, yeah, this is the move I have written in my notes also as a candidate, better candidate move. It's just a bishop to d5 now, challenging this knight, and then I can maybe play c6 later on if I want. So yeah, bishop d5 was the move here according to my notes and the engine. Okay, but nevertheless I took the bishop, the knight, she took my bishop, and I played c6. Okay, kind of neutralizing this bishop. She now went for a5, and a6 is a threat here. It's a constant threat. She can open my position. If she plays a6, she has the rook covering it. I'm not sure what to do. I had some ideas. I saw this move, but okay, I decided I just wanted to continue my development. So rook to c8. Now maybe preparing c5 and getting my rook on the potentially open file. b4. Now she stops c5 forever. You can see that c5 was very well prepared, but now it's just not. And now I have to stop and think again. So I have to look at my pieces. So what is my problematic piece here? Obviously this knight. I mean, it has no squares to go. All these squares are taken. So I have to think about how to solve the problem of this knight. This is the biggest problem I saw in the position. Also, you can see that the position is slow. I don't have any obvious weaknesses in the position, so I figured out that I will have time to remaneuver my pieces. So I figured out something like knight to b8, then knight to a6, attacking this pawn, then maybe putting back to c7, and then maybe one of these squares. So this was the idea of solving the problem of this knight. So this is what I did. Knight to b8, e3. Now that this pawn was kind of hanging, so she's just securing the pawn, but also locking up her bishop. So this is what I was telling before, that this bishop is a problem piece for white. I just continue my remaneuvering. Knight to a6. This pawn is under attack. She plays queen to a4, protecting the pawn. Knight to c6. Now I'm just continuing remaneuvering, like I said before. Queen to b3. I'm not very sure about the purpose of this move. Queen to b3. Let me see. Did I? Yeah. I also have written that I don't understand. Maybe she thought that queen is more active here. It has some more activity than here. I mean, here the queen doesn't do anything. So maybe she figured that. I mean, but she could have played queen to b3 right away. Maybe she played queen to a4 and then she realized that this was a mistake and she played this back. Probably something like this. And now knight to b5. And I was very satisfied with how I solved the problem of this knight. I still have the problem of this knight, this white knight, which can cause some troubles, but the engine thinks this was a mistake and that I should have played a6 right away. Because after knight b5, she has a6, opening the position, creating the weaknesses in my camp, this and so on. Okay, but at this moment she made a big positional mistake. Just as illustration, the engine evaluation of the position is plus 2.5, so she's completely winning. So it's almost like she's a piece up. Given her bishop pair, her active knight, and everything else. And well, here she made a mistake. She played a knight to a3, and she just allowed me to solve the problem of this knight and my knight. So I solve both problems. I mean, she helps me to solve both problems. And after knight to a3, the evaluation is plus 0.3, so almost equal. So here this is like she's up a piece, and now here it's almost equal. So I was very happy to take this knight. She took back, and then I finally played a6. So this is locked. She cannot progress any further on the queen side. There are no threats, no weaknesses on the queen side, and these light square pawns on light squares are playing pretty well against her dark square bishop. So I was here very satisfied with my position, and I felt like a ton of pressure fell off my back, because I finally have a playable position, and it was before it was very not pleasant position to play. Okay, she continued queen to b2, trying to make her queen a little bit more active, and now I realize this is the only semi-open file in the position, so I want to have my heavy pieces here, and well, at some point she wants to play e4, and then this pawn will be weak. So I started to prepare the pressure along the d file. Rook to c7, and now she plays e4. Okay. Rook to d7. So now I'm pressuring this pawn. She plays bishop to c3, protecting the pawn. And now again I'm thinking about my pieces. How can I increase the activity? And I see that this knight here doesn't do much, but if I manage to remaneuver it, then it can do some interesting stuff. So this is another remaneuvering of the knight. So knight e8, king g2. Now I think this was an unprotected piece, so she wanted to make sure that there are no tactics involved here, and the position is low, so she can afford making moves like this. Bishop to f8 now, pressuring this pawn, and kind of inviting e5, which now creates a very nice hole on the d5. So I thought that after bishop to f6 she could play e5, and I'm happy to do this. So I just retreat my bishop, and now I have these nice holes for my pieces. Bishop to e4. I'm not sure. Yeah, she's centralizing the bishop and also preparing maybe this march with the f pawn. Knight to c7. I'm continuing remaneuvering my knight to some of these nice squares. Rook a to d1. She understands that this is a now very problematic backward pawn. Knight to d5. Okay. And now I think she thinks that she has to depart from one of the bishops. I'm attacking the bishop, and yeah, or she can take here, or she can do, yeah. I mean, if she plays this, then this pawn becomes very problematic. Okay, so she's thinking that she has to depart from one of her bishops. And now how to decide which bishop to depart with. So let's see first which is traditionally considered good and bad bishop. So bad bishop is the bishop who is placed on the same color as your fixed central pawns. So you have fixed central pawns on the dark squares, and so this makes the dark square bishop a bad bishop. Consequently, the light square bishop is now a good bishop in the position. So there is one logic. So she should keep her good bishop and let me take her bad bishop. But there is another logic. If you think that you should defend that the best chance you have in the position in the game is to defend and to draw, then you want to keep your bad bishop, because there is a saying, bad bishop is a good defender. So this is a bad bishop, but it's a good defender, so it defends these weak squares forever. So she decides to give away her good bishop and to keep her bad bishop and good defender. And what does it? What does this tell me in the game? This tells me that she's playing for a draw now, and that she is playing defensively. Let's say like this. She's she had decided and evaluated that her role now in the position is to defend. Because otherwise, if she wants to attack, then she would give me the bad bishop and keep the attacking bishop. So this is a defensive bishop, attacking bishop. You can think like this as well. Okay. And now she gave her attacking bishop and she kept her bishop. I have to take, of course, I will take with my rook, because I want to keep this pawn on the semi-open file and to so that she can have weakness. So I don't want to take with the pawn and then she doesn't have the weakness anymore. So I took the pawn. She played f4. Okay, and now if you look at the engine evaluation of this position, I had a feeling that I was better here, because she has weaknesses, I don't. Very simple. And we are near the end game. So the evaluation, just let me look at my notebook, is minus 1.2. So I don't usually look at evaluations after each move. I'm not interested in this, because human chess and computer chess are different stories. But in some particular positions like this one, I just want to check if my evaluation was correct, and it is. I'm a minus 1.2. So I'm here much better, like I said, because she has weaknesses and I don't. So now I am continuing queen to d7. Okay. So now my strategy is to try to pile up on this weak pawn. Queen to c2, and now I played queen rook to b5, and I think this is a waste of a move, because what does this rook do? This, okay, I'm threatening this pawn, but this is just one move threat. She played rook to b1, and this is defended. So I should have I wasted many moves, and all I have devised the plans which revolved around these two weaknesses. But I should have calculated this a little bit and see that I mean I cannot win this by force. So she can bring enough defenders. She can bring the king to defend. She can bring one rook. She can bring queen. She has a bishop, the dark square bishop. She can bring another rook. So she can defend these pawns enough times. I don't have because she decided to keep her bad bishop good defender. So I cannot win these pawns by force. I have to do something else. So I think the right strategy here was not to go with this rook b5, but to try to open here, to open game somehow, to open some files here, and then try to go to the end game from this side. activate my rook and so on, but always keep the pressure on these weak squares from the distance. So I think I should have played on the king side, but keeping the pressure on these weaknesses, so that her pieces are always busy defending the weaknesses, and while I have some play on the other side. So this is just some vogue plan I should have devised, and not what I did was wrong. So I did this, rook to b5, rook to b1, defending, now check. Now I thought that it was maybe a good idea to force the exchange of queens, because I thought in the end game I will be better because she has weaknesses and I don't. And I think this variation is even okay. Queen to c4, queen to b3, and now I decided to exchange queens. Engine says that a better move was queen to d3, just penetrate her camp and try to do something here, maybe, because also if I play queen to d3, then I think this is the threat, yeah. Because this is pinned. But, okay, not immediately, but okay, but this is kind of pinned, and I have some tactical opportunities, and I'm penetrating. So I also have written here in my notes that this is another candidate move here. But okay, I exchanged, and I think this was fine. Now we are in the end game. Of course, now computer says everything is equal, but from the computer perspective, this is a draw. But from the human perspective, if this could be draw, or this could be a win for black. I mean, white cannot play for win here, because black doesn't have any weaknesses, and white does have weakness. So black has some, humanly speaking, black has some chances to win here. And black shouldn't lose. So black has secured draw if he doesn't make a blunder, like I did. So black has sure draw, but he can even hope for the win. And this is the point in the game in which I had to make the decision. So I was sitting here across the woman national master, who is 400 points stronger than me, and I was thinking, should I play for draw or should I play for win? I think even if I have offered the draw here somewhere, she'll probably accept the draw, even if, and I think she would. Maybe she wouldn't, but I could just hold the position and have a draw. But I decided here that I will not do this. So my logic was to ask myself, why do I play chess? So do I play chess so that I will be happy to draw with a better position, or do I play chess because I'm looking for the truth of the position? So if the truth of the position here is that black has a winning chances, then I have to play the board. I have to play according to the demands of the position. It doesn't matter who is sitting in front of me. Is it a grandmaster or a kid or a weak opponent or beginner? It doesn't matter. If the position is so that it demands me playing for a win, then I will play for a win. Even though maybe if I take the draw, it will benefit my rating and so on. But looking at the long term, if I want to improve, and I want to improve in chess, I want to grow in my understanding of chess, then I cannot afford myself to draw a winning, to just go for a draw in a winning position. This is not a way for the long-term improvement. So this is why I didn't play for a draw here. I wanted to play for the win. So now I devised some silly plans. So I wanted to remaneuver my bishop all the way to a7, and then pressure this pawn. But this plan was completely wrong, because she can defend this pawn. Very simple. She can bring one rook, another rook, king. So this was not a good plan. Okay, so I just went for this bishop maneuver. She just activated her king. Okay, bishop a7. One rook, second rook. Okay, now I have all my pieces on this pawn, but I mean, okay, what now? She can just defend it. She played the rook fd1. She can bring her king, so she's defending it now 3 times. She can defend it 4 times. Okay, so now I was thinking about starting some play on the king side, and well, at this point, if she wants a draw, I cannot. I think I cannot win anymore. So the best move here, which I saw after the analysis, just let me go to my notes, was h5, so putting the pawns on the light square and stopping her from breaking the position. So if I put my pawns on the light squares, I can bring my king up, and then maybe I can bring my rooks back, and then try to open the position here on the king side, but with my rooks ready. Yeah, I see this now, but in the game I played h6, and this was not a good move. I mean, I'm putting the pawn on the dark square. This is not a good way to go. And also there is a rule in the opening and in the middle game, and it also goes in for the end game. I made some videos about this before. So if you are planning to make a pawn break, you should make sure that you are making this on your own terms. This means that you will make a pawn break at the moment in which all your pieces are behind the pawns, ready to take advantage of this opening the position. So in this position I made this mistake also. I went for a break, so now I want to break on the king side, and I went for the break, but not I didn't prepare the break with my pieces. So what does this rook do on d5, for example? She's out of the play practically, so I should have brought this rook back. Also, I should have bring this rook behind the pawns in which I want, behind the pawns which will make the break. Also, this bishop is maybe this bishop will be much more useful here when it can participate in opening the position. So I think all my pieces are misplaced here, and I went for the pawn break. So don't go for pawn breaks unless you are sure that your pieces are well placed. This is the lesson. Okay, king e4, knight h7. I'm trying to do something with the break. She now plays g4, and I go with g6, h3. Now the point of contact is near. King to g7 again. Okay, and king to f3. So we are both careful, and we are waiting for the other one to pull the trigger. And here I played f6. So like I said, this is a pawn break move, and my pieces are not ready for this. So if I wanted to make a break either here or here, I should have prepared my pieces somehow. Yeah, but I didn't. So f6, king to e4, f5 check. Now I'm breaking. King to f3, f takes g4. This is the crucial mistake, because now I'm opening the position. I still here I could have hold the position here. I mean, hold the position and go for the draw. But I did play for a win, but I play bad chess here. So f takes g4. Now I'm opening the position, but she's the one having her rooks placed well. So she will benefit from the breaking the position. H takes g4. And now, still here, I could still hold the position. Still, I could stop and think, and if I want to make a break here and here, then I should have prepared my rooks before. But I didn't, and I played h5. G takes h5, G takes h5, rook h1. And now you can see that, well, the position is open, but she's the one who can occupy the open file very easily in several different ways. And she plays rook to h1, threatening to capture my pawn. And here I missed my opportunity. So all the time I was making pressure to this d4, and now I panicked. I was afraid of checkmate, I guess, and I didn't take the pawn here. So the engine suggests I should have just taken the pawn, and of course this is something obvious, and I missed this even in my analysis. So even in my post-mortem analysis, I was panicked about this checkmate. That I forgot that I even to consider this rook takes d4. So the variation is if he checks, I can just go over to the safety, to the back to the queen side. So takes, rook d3, and okay, the game continues. With chances from both sides. She can create pass pawn here, I can create pass pawn here. So this is this would be very interesting endgame, which again NG says this is equal, this is draw, but I think if two human amateurs are playing this game, this will not be a draw unless they both want it to be a draw. But if they both play for a win, I think this is there is very slight chance that this will actually be draw between two amateurs. Okay, so she played rook to h1. I panicked and I played king to h6. And now she realized that her pawn is hanging, so she plays king to e4, just securing the pawn. And now I saw, okay, this train has passed. So okay, I'm playing rook to f8. I want to stop her. Now she's the one who is threatening break and the passed pawn. Rook to g2. Now I can see that my situation doesn't look good, and only now I realize that this rook is out of place, so I put it back. Maybe it would be better to put it back on d7 immediately. I see this now. I didn't see this in the game. I see this now because I know how the game went. So this was the better way to bring back the rook, and I'm controlling this this 7th rank. Okay, but I played this. I mean, I was at this point I was frustrated, and I was sure that I'm losing. So these are not the best move. King h to g1. Now she's threatening check and win this pawn. So I played rook f to e8, just trying to protect this pawn. g6 check anyway. On a legal move, check. Okay, I move, and then she played rook 7 to g5, threatening checkmate. I have to play rook to d7 to stop the checkmate. Check. I am blocking the check. She exchanges, and now she plays f5. Because my rook is no longer on f8, she can make this break. And now it's game over. So e takes f5, king takes f5, and now I'm completely out of ideas. So I'm just trying to now bring my bishop to the game, which is ridiculous at this point. At this point, I mean, I should have done it much earlier, and this bishop shouldn't have been here in the first place. So king to f8. I mean, what to do? King. There is a threat of check here and some other stuff. So I just played king to h8 and king to f7. Now there is a threat of checkmate, and I just resigned the game. There is no point of playing here anymore. He will either checkmate me or win the rook or promote or whatever. Okay, so this was the game. I had lost the game. Obviously, I had some drawing chances. I could have played for a draw. I would probably succeed in playing for a draw. But okay, I'm not sorry. I mean, I played the best I could. I played in the way in which the position was demanding me to play, and okay, I lost. I learned a lot from this game. I hope you also have learned something if you have been following me along. Yeah, this is probably one of the long videos as well, but I hope this game has an instructive value, not just for me but also for you as well. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I will be making a new video soon. The next round is round 5, so you will see what happened there. Thanks again for watching. Click the like button if you like the video, leave the comment below, share the video with your friends, subscribe to my channel if you didn't, and I will see you soon with more chess. Cheers.